Alright, Miao Ying is groveling at our feet. We do not accept peace though, we want everything. Here we go, first thing first, let's go ahead and hire Assassin here. We got our cunning guy ready to go. So when you're, if you're going to be doing this, or I guess for any Skaven campaign, when you hire defenders for these assassin lords, you usually want to get at least 1 or 2 people up to level 10 so that you can do Eshin actions with these guys if you want, so you don't have to, like, we used our sorcerer, right? He's gone for 4 turns. I don't want to do that. I'd rather use one of these guys that are meant to be defenders. So we'll put the cunning guy in, he'll ambush and then get a level or 2, and then if he gets, you know, 5 or 6 more defenses, he will be at level 10 and we can use him. And then we don't have to use any of our heroes. These guys are just in a reserve, sitting around doing nothing most of the time anyways, so that is a little tip. And now for the big reveal. We gotta settle Carrick 8 Peaks. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's actually build our buildings, because when we do this, we're going to spend all of our food, and then our buildings are going to be very expensive. So let me actually go through and see if there's anything that's critical to upgrade. Like these economy buildings we need. Everything else can probably wait. Alright, only a handful of buildings there. Let's go ahead and settle and upgrade this. So tier 5. It's going to cost us 2,500 and 120 food, but as you can see, this is very, very much worth it. So, how much does this cost?
All hail horned rat.
Yeah, 7,200, 2,400. These get pretty expensive. If we were to wait until we get out of this, we'll lose the minus 10, and then if we go to here, it's minus 20%. I don't think it's worth it though. Let's just build. So, yeah, we'll get both of these going. It's fine. We'll go broke. This is one of the few settlements where it's worth going broke on. So get all these buildings, except for order. Yeah, I don't care about rebellions happening here. We actually want them. I don't think we're going to build too many military buildings. We do need the walls though. And not too many military buildings. I think we'll just leave it alone for now. Or, let me think about that. If we want to defend this consistently, it probably makes sense to get some kind of siege equipment. But that is very expensive. 3 grand. We only have 6 grand right now, so I might come back to this at the end of the turn. We'll see. We do need to save up money though, because so for example, this building needs to be upgraded in 3 turns, and we're going to need 7,200 for it. So we need to make sure we have money for that. Other buildings not. Yeah, well, obviously the pasture we need money for, but that's not that expensive. But yeah, I think we're good. Oh man, we don't have a garrison here. If we get attacked, we're going to be in trouble. Anyways, let's see what else we need to do. Alright, now I know most of these we need 2 turns. Yeah, we're just a little bit short on movement speed to get there, so we'll have to take our time a little bit. What we can do, maybe we'll move in ambush stance, so we can get ambuscutter. Yeah, we'll wait in our territory. Let's get an assassin recruited over here. Whoops. And we are just getting doggy-doo this whole time. Tough is okay, but not that great. We'll have him join next turn. So, yeah, southern outpost. Yeah, it's going to be 2 turns, 2 turns, 2 turns. And then we'll have to come back up. So 5 more turns from now. So by turn 23, we'll have these guys wiped out, assuming we don't run into any trouble with the battles. And then we need force march 1, 2, maybe 3 turns. We can start the war with the lizardmen and start chewing them from the back. Yeah, we can chew them back up to here, and then maybe take out the Eastern River Lords. And then by that time, I'm hoping that Snikch is done over here and then moving back this way so we can eat these guys from the top down. And then we'll probably have both of these armies swing down, clear up the rest of these, the Golden Order. I think that makes sense, but yeah, I guess we'll see how it plays out. So this guy needs to go south and work on Zhao Ming. But before we do that, let's actually take this. Please tell me, yes, they can reach. And he actually has room to sack it still, too. Boy, what do they have? They have 2 Astromancers, but they don't have good spells. So that's actually not that big of a deal. Yeah, this should be an easy siege. I'll probably edit this. Alright, I'm going to show this. So what we did, instead of going to the walls, we are trying to go through the gates. I scaled the wall with Snikch, so he's a little tired, but he'll be fine. And then I want to get all these guys inside as soon as we can, and of course some of them are climbing the walls. Okay. Can't do nothing about that, that's how this game is. But yeah, we're just going to try and get in here quickly and hold. Basically just flood them, and then go down the middle. But yeah, I'm going to finish this up. Right, we got a decisive victory out of it. Took quite a few losses, actually, but, you know, what can you do? 351, they'll heal up. We've got, I think, we have 1 turn before we'll fight the next siege anyways, so we have a little time. So we get 2 turns of replenishment. We get 18 food, almost 3 grand. This one we can definitely sack. Post-battle loot. Get some good traits there, and then we'll settle this one. We don't have food to settle it. Anything more than 1. And that is another faction dead. Oops. Faction destroyed. Yep, there we go. So Miaoying and the northern provinces are gone. Alright, so that ends the war in the north for the most part. We still have to finish off these guys. Nobody's anywhere near, so that will definitely be ours. So we just need 2 turns. Luckily, he is recruiting an army, so we'll make some good money from it. We'll probably force march over there to make sure he stays in. Unless he might come out. Shoot. I guess we'll have to chase him if we... Yeah, we'll see. These guys need to come out. And we'll go in ambush stance. We'll go in their territory. Yeah, there's nobody there. Unfortunately, we don't reach though. But we'll be able to sack it next turn. So there we go. We're going to start taking stuff from these guys. This is probably the biggest one this turn. So let's do this one. Shouldn't be that bad though. They don't have any units in there. So this one will be pretty straightforward. We're going to use our mortars on anything that's defending the front gate. Everybody else is going to get wiped out by our assassin squad here. So we're just going to sneak them in. These guys up the wall, we'll get them in the back, and then because we have units showing over here, they should be, yeah, they should be putting defenders in the wall, so we'll wipe them out with mortars.
Assassin!
Now with the assassins, we'll probably just run at their cap point back here, and just do that. I'm going to send, maybe one guy will send to the back so we can capture that. They already... What the heck? Alright, yeah, this guy's going to go over and around. That's fine. They're going to send their halberds over here to try to stop us from capping. There we go, we got it. And yeah, like I said, they'll probably send units to try and defend this. And then we'll sneak in the back with this guy to take, and then we'll have him join. We can definitely win this without that, but this will get them to try to come here to defend quickly. Yep, so we can just jump on anybody that shows up. And we do have our caster here. Oh, he's going back. Alright, this guy's going to try and help defend. Yeah, because he sees us capping, so he's just sending him back. We'll go back and help. There we go. Yeah, like I said, there's not really anything they can do. The assassin, any kind of single unit entity group, you know, 4 or 5 of them, they can pretty much wipe out anything they have. Go ahead and delay this guy. Here we go. How are we doing back here? They're getting smashed. Alright, I'm going to edit the rest of this out. There we go. They got army lost. They didn't really do any damage to us. So we'll take this one. Here we go. We'll take the city. And then, yeah, this one we can sack. Occupy.
Emperor shall restore us.
There we go. Hanyuport, that's their capital, I believe. So they're not doing too well. And they lost Chiang. Lost that to the vampire counts. So he's not doing too well. I think our southern border should be secured. I don't think these guys are going to declare war on us anytime soon. So we should be able to push north, squeeze them from both sides. So we have one army here, one army here. We'll just meet up, take everything else, and then probably push these guys south to deal with the Golden Order. I think that might not be a bad idea. Maybe we'll do that at the same time that we finish the war here, so we can rush back, take these 2 settlements with this army in the south. These 2 can clean up the stuff up here. Yeah, I don't know. We got to plan that out so that we're not backtracking too much. We are going to backtrack a little bit, but I don't think there's much we can do about it. Right, the next target we need to work on in terms of uncovering is going to be over here, Skaven Blight. So it is exactly right here. So let's send our scout up here. That is going to be the next target that we'll probably take over. And cooldown on that is going to be, I think, 14 more turns. So we got 11 to 12 turns to get there. It should be about the right time, actually. So assuming this guy still holds it, then we should be able to take that from him. And that one's nice because it reduces your under Empire cooldown by 5. So normally it takes every 10 turns you can put an under City Empire. By doing that, you can get it every 5 turns. Pretty big difference. Okay, let's we got to go through our economy here, make sure we have money, and then we'll spend the rest of it on upgrading buildings. But like I said, we need to make sure we have enough for Carrick 8 Peaks, because the upgrades here are really expensive. But yeah. So a nice little tip I just discovered. If we spend money on buildings, and then throughout that same turn, before we end the turn, if we've increased our food storage, whatever the food storage limit, so that our construction cost changes, you can actually go through and refund and then rebuild. So all I did, for example, our balance was at like 12,300 and something. I deleted all these buildings and then just re-clicked them again, and then we went back up to 13,594. So it saves the money that you spent at the time you spent it, and then if you've gained food since then, it doesn't give you the discount. You have to go through and manually delete them and then redo it. So probably what I would do from now on, instead of having to go back through and do that, is save all the building to the very, very end of your turn. So that, or if you're going to spend, if you know you're going to spend your food, do your buildings first and then spend the food so that you don't get hit by that shortage. So good to know. Nice. Under diplomacy, we can actually pick up a non-aggression pact with Clan Mulder and a trade agreement and military access and 1,200 gold. So we're in his good graces. Usually he's dead pretty quickly, so that's a good sign that he's still around. Hopefully we can confederate him before he dies off. These other ones, the other Skaven factions, I think we can probably keep them alive long enough. Oh shoot, I forgot we need to cancel our Blessed Dread agreement. I forgot about that. Anyways, let's do... see, Winter Tooth is not anywhere near us, so we can do a trade agreement with him. Let's do Clan Spire first, though. Then, if he still wants it, yeah, we'll do it with this guy, just so we can get a little extra cash. Look at that. We're going to make good money from that. And yeah, no trade agreement with Blessed Dread. No other diplomacy with anyone. Okay, and so Clan Mulder. They're at war with two people. Yeah, like I said, they usually get wiped out pretty early. So we gotta keep a close eye on him. And then Rictus usually follows Moors. Gets gobbled up from the south. He might be kind of weak because we took Carrick 8 Peaks. But I don't know. Maybe not. But I think that's all we're gonna do this turn. I don't want to spam wars to make money. I think we're kind of beyond that. Yeah, you can see our economy is actually doing really well now, even though we we were very severely negative for a while there. I think we can open another front soon, so that means starting another army. Well, we're going to have to anyways over here. So yeah, let's actually save the money for that, because I think we might need to help defend. Although it would be really nice if Clan Moors completely surrounded us here at Carrick 8 Peaks. We wouldn't even have to worry about it. Then we can maybe go to war with somebody else. Yeah, oh, you know what? Actually, if we build an army, we could try and take something like Spike Peak and then trade him for Vallea's Sorrow so that we can complete our province here. That's actually a really good idea. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about that sooner. We will... Well, not that it matters anyways. This guy can recruit. Just Skaven slaves though. Let's at least get some Skaven slaves here for our front line. And the next turn when we finish our military building, we'll get some slingers and all that. All the good stuff. So that is going to do it for turn 17. Well, actually, real quick, before we end, there's a couple things I was thinking about. I actually meant to do this last turn. We need to cancel our agreement with this guy. So non-aggression pact, we'll get rid of that. We also have, I've noticed in between turns, Grease's Goldtooth has been getting his teeth kicked in. So I don't want to continue. I don't mind having like a trade agreement and some of this other stuff with him. I don't want this alliance with him because he's going to start getting attacked soon. His strength rating went down severely. I think he was at number 1. Now he's down to 47. Pretty bad. So let's actually cancel it. And ending a treaty shortly after signing it is an act of treachery. So unfortunately it is going to hit our reliability. 2 turns remaining. So there's not that many turns remaining. It may not hit us that hard. Let's see. Yeah, we go from very high to high. That's not a big deal. It's much better than getting pulled in. We will keep the trade agreement with him though. The thing that made me think about, if you zoom out, you click on Greasus, I don't know, it's not showing it now, but he had a blue line moving up here. It doesn't make any sense. He's getting destroyed by these guys over here. He just lost like 2 armies or 3 armies last turn, but he sent his main army, his legendary lord over here to pick on this guy who's already dead, and it's gonna mess our settlements up. So we'll have to go to war with him at some point. Yeah, I was going to say we could cancel the trade agreement, but I think we get hit again on our reliability rating, so let's not do that. But let's at least get rid of the defensive alliance, so when somebody else comes steamrolls him, we're not going to get pulled into it. So that'll be officially end of turn 17. And right as I was mentioning it, this is the settlement we sold to Greasus for like 17 grand or whatever a few turns ago. He just lost it. It's completely torched. And then this idiot came up here and took Shenwu. So yeah, we'll have to take that back from him at some point. Somehow, I don't know how we'll do it. Maybe we'll have to trade something back to him, or we'll just declare war when we can. But yeah, this province is not going to be complete anytime soon because of this idiot. So anyways, we'll deal with it. So Snikch is going to head over here. Yeah, we don't want this guy to leave his little area. So we'll send him right up here, and that should block most of it. He could technically get out this way, but most likely he won't. Actually, if we go this way, we don't have it. All right, maybe we'll bait him into attacking us. Yeah, this blocks the whole thing now, and we're getting a little bit of replenishment from our friendly territory. So that should be good. If not, we'll just fight them. They have all peasants, and then their garrison is going to be decent troops. Actually, yeah, those are pretty good. Shoot. We gotta be careful there. I would love to have our wizard back. but I don't know. Maybe how long is he out for? 2 more turns, so that's not going to work. Alright, well, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we do need to take this gate next turn. Yeah, super unfortunate. We had enough movement speed to take Shenwu next turn, and because this idiot's here, we have to wait. So we'll come back and take it, I guess. Maybe on the way back, we'll just betray him and declare war. I don't know, we'll see. I haven't decided yet, but we need to come up here, take Shenwu, Taitu, and then we'll head back. This one, Shrine of the Alchemist, we can take this turn. There's nobody around. Let's just auto-resolve it, save a little bit of time. And we definitely can sack it, because we were right next to it. Yep, there we go. Then this one, let's go ahead and build our usual military building there. And then down here in the south, we have movement speed. We can take this settlement. Let's get our assassin in here though. And that leaves us with 24%. We can still sack this one. Now they have a melee specialist and they have a lord that doesn't have any spells, so that's fine. We just kite these guys around. Yeah, let's go fight it. Alright, so we'll set up early, try and get some shots on these guys, and then we'll back up. We need to take out the archers. So let's get in there. I don't know where their lords are. Not sure why. Oh, there's one. Where's the legendary? Or where's their the main lord? Wait, why are we not shooting? We are definitely in range. There we go. These guys are ready to pick up the slack. We're gonna get rushed by some cavalry, but that shouldn't be a big deal. Alright, here we go. Let's pull these guys back a little bit. Cavalry are just gonna throw themselves at us. We'll spawn on their archers. Yep, they're wiped out. Okay, so this guy has he has stock, so we didn't see him until the very last second. Should be, this battle should be pretty straightforward actually. Yeah, let's skip to the end. Alright, we got the win, only 18 losses. So we'll take that settlement, sack it, and we'll get ready for next turn. Hopefully we can get to the next one in 1 turn instead of 2, but we'll see. Ooh, we got a really good item there, Trickster Helm. So this gives us 100 barrier, melee defense, ward save, and armor. Literally everything we need. So we'll definitely use that. Sack it, and then occupy. Alright, so next turn is looking like... No, there's no way. Yep, there's no way. So it's okay, we'll go up here, we'll get a little bit of replenishment. Not that we don't need it, actually. Maybe we'll do... No, we don't need Winds of Magic either. I was gonna say channeling. Yeah, we'll probably just sit in ambush stance. And then Mountain Pass, Hidden Landing, we'll come back up, take Tower of Ashung and Daicheng, and then maybe Jungles of Qian. And then hopefully we'll be ready to take out these guys next. And before we build our buildings, let's make sure we can get this ambush off. Hell yeah. Pyrrhic victory, no losses to our garrison, and we're gonna get a ton of food, a ton of money. It's not enough to get us up to the next tier. I was hoping to get out of the yellow so we can get rid of that 10% penalty. Maybe next turn. And this guy, we don't have, yeah, no clan contracts sitting around, so we'll just let him go for now. Now for our Plague Lord over here, Sneaky Plague Lord, we need to... Oh, he already took Spite Peak. So I guess Sump Pit will be next if we can get there in time. Man, we don't have much. I guess we could technically use one of our regiments of renown. I really don't want to use them, because I usually try and keep them for emergency. You can see it takes you about 10 turns to get them back too, so if we need it, we're not going to be able to use it. So I'm real hesitant to do that. Level 23 will get more unlocked. What is our Snikch at? Level 23, so 2 more turns on him. Yeah, that's not going to happen next turn, not off of 1 siege. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. We probably can take this, assuming he doesn't have a big army here, we can probably take Sump Pit. So 2 turns, we need to tunnel through, and then the next turn we'll attack. Question is, can we do it with 9 units? We should be able to do it with 9 units. It's a garrison though, or a yeah, garrison. I don't know what they have. What do the dwarf units have for the garrison? Yeah. Okay, well, we'll consider it. We can do it next turn if we need to. We got a rebellion at Nongcheng coming up. Let's go ahead and hire somebody to help with that. And probably the strong guy. Alright, our economy is in the green now, which is, it's good, but it's also not good. It means we're kind of wasting some time. We could be hiring another army. I mean, we did just hire an army. We're just, yeah, we need to hire more, I think. Over here, yeah, we're just going to build economy buildings all the way down the line, upgrading economy buildings, and then we need to save some money for Carrick 8 Peaks when it's time. Actually, oh, you know what? This is actually a good time. We just finished the upgrade for Village of the Moon. So we upgraded everything to level 2. We didn't go tier 3 because it doesn't help until all of them are upgraded, because I don't want to hire anybody until then. So 4 turns. In 4 turns, we'll be able to get level 20 assassins from here. And then what I'll probably end up doing is using all of those assassins and the Eshin Sorcerer to create a stack with Snikch, and he's going to go off and do something. I don't know where we'll send him. We could send him up here in the north and wipe these guys out. Usually Village does pretty well, but it looks like he's getting stomped, and I'm a little concerned that they're going to give us some trouble here at some point, so maybe we'll go north. I don't know. We'll see. We could also send him to another part of the map. So, like these little portals, we can send him. This one down here goes near Clan Pestilence. So if Pestilence is having some issues, we could send him down here, which actually is not a bad idea, because by the time we finish here, we're going to take this, we'll come over here, we'll start taking these and heading south. Take this, take all this, and then by the time we're done, we're going to end up right next to this anyways. So it's either we march him back across our lands, very inefficient, or we have him go somewhere new. So I think maybe that's probably going to be the plan. So we upgraded a lot of buildings. We went down to 500 treasury. We should be able to get our economy up even better. We need to get into some fights though. That's how we're making most of our money. So I think that's going to do it. I'll double check diplomacy, but I think that's it for turn 18. So Clan Scryer, we can get an agreement with. We'll join a war against these elves. Pretty sure that's what these guys are. We'll get 1,000 for it, but more importantly, we'll get better relations with this guy. So there we go. Hey, look at that. These idiots declared war on us. So the Eastern River Lords, I guess we'll have to maybe create a quick army to defend. I don't want to create another army to go after him though. Yeah, we're going to have an army going there anyways. Oh, nice. We got... So I kind of wanted them to do this, to be honest. So I went into March stance right in front of these guys to try and bait them into attacking us. Yeah, their lord doesn't have magic. They don't have the good spells. They just have a lot of archers. They have a lot of archers. That's the only thing they have going for them. And their front line doesn't even have any good shields. So where are the reinforcements coming in at? We'll have to see, but yeah, this should be an interesting battle. Yeah, valiant defeat. We should be fine here. We should be fine here.